So this video is brought to you by a gentleman that decided to reach out to me from Texas. I really appreciate the time he took on the phone to kind of converse with me, educate me, and I'm going to kind of pass it on to you. This is not an experience I've personally had for myself, but something that he was very adamant about, making sure that those of us who are just getting into it, are newer with the welding business and the kind of mobile welding, that we're aware of these situations, and it has to do specifically with contracts and the wording in contracts. I was not aware, but specifically, and I think Louisiana is what he is saying, is you have to be very cautious because the contractors are actually very well protected in the state of Louisiana as far as payment is made. And it's a very interesting concept I never even thought was possible. But apparently it's very possible and very plausible and is done quite often. And what it's going to say in the contracting is paid when paid or paid if paid. Or, pay when paid or pay if paid. And what that means is they will pay you after they get paid. So you may have a 30-day, you give them your invoice, they have to pay in 30 days. Well, their clause is going to say, we don't have to pay you until after we are paid. So when you're expecting a paycheck for your invoice after 30 days, if that's what you have it cycled on, 15 days, 30 days, whatever it is, he was wanting you guys to be aware that they can push it out to 90 or 120 days because they're waiting until they get paid before they pay you. And they are protected. They have to pay you within, like 7 days or something like that of when they get paid. From what I understand, I don't know all the details, and it's going to be something that you definitely want to read into on your own. This is just bringing awareness to the situation. They're supposed to pay you or take into effect your invoice after 7 days of their payment. But the thing is, you never know when they get paid. You don't actually have that information, so you can't really go after them. So make sure you read the wording properly so that you get paid when you're expecting it. Because what it actually turns into is these larger general contractors or companies will use you. This is so weird. They will use you to finance their job. Meaning they kind of use you as a lending opportunity, your credit lines, your just kind of your credit and everything about you. When they're asking for that information, they can, in a way, and it still blows my mind, they'll use you to credit or to fund their project and get it done. So if they got to hit a mile marker of 30% done on this job, they'll have you do the job for free and ultimately finance your services to them so they can get the next installment or payment. Meaning, once you hit the 30% project fulfillment, they get a lump sum for, it's broken down in that way. So you finance their job for them, and they will hold out on you, and quite possibly you might not even get paid. So what it was just a small example. I think these are the words that the numbers he was giving me, much larger than maybe a lot of us are getting into right away, but something very important to stay aware of. He had like $45,000 worth of steel materials tied up in this job. He gave the invoice. What ended up coming back to him was a $5,000 check. He called him up, said, "What is this?" He's like, "Well, you're on the hook for completing your job." And what it was is they were financing and just giving him installments to his invoice. They were not paying him out just because of the way the contracting was. So he got really burnt on that. His advice is always make sure that when you're doing a job, make sure you have plenty of cushion for profit. He said it will not be worth it especially if you're starting out, it'll not be worth it if you take a job and you come out with zero profit, or if you take a loss just for the sake of saying you won a bid. That is not a good way to run business. Said, do not accept a bid if you come out to zero or if you take a small loss just for winning a bid. He said, let someone else have it. Only take the bids where you walk out with a profit because you're trying to make a profitable business. So make sure that contracting, whenever you sign, whenever you get into contract with these bigger projects and there's a lot more at stake, ultimately something that could cripple you. I believe he said that job just about shut his doors. It was going to be almost over. He pulled through. He has that experience, passed on to me, and wanted me to convey it to you guys. It's very important. Understand when you will get paid. If you don't understand when you get paid, when you will get paid, you will put services out there you may not get paid for in another month and a half or 3 months. So just be aware of it, please. I'm going to be aware of it. Do a little bit more research. Make sure you take the time to read contract. It may seem uncool. You sit there and they're just staring at you and you're reading and reading and reading and reading before you sign. But just take it home, whatever you need to do. Make sure you know what you're signing, because the more and more I get into it, I love business. It's awesome. It's a great opportunity. But there are those people out there that will prey on ignorance. If you don't know something, they'll use that to their advantage so they can further themselves. So don't let those people do that to you. Be well informed. Make sure you are prepared. You will make mistakes. You will fail. I know I will. But with every little bit of information I can share, hopefully we'll make less mistakes and they won't be as large as what others have had to make because no one was out there to help them. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. You have a great day, and as always, I'll talk to you later.